So the good news is the Freedom Patch for pain is just phenomenal. So even though we're going to do most of our stories later on, Mark, why don't you share yours? Because,
Well, it's been evolving. He shared it with us, but
but
like
you,
every week it gets better.
so why don't you share that with us, Mark? If you'll unmute yourself so we can hear
Hold on
you,
just a sec, Lene, pin him so we can get the full screen there, and then
please.
we'll have this recording when we need it. Hold on just a sec, Mark. Okay, you're on.
Okay, when I started my physical therapy, I forget, not that long ago, with my back, I was supposed to stand up, walk 6 feet, turn around, come back to my chair and sit down. It took me about 27 seconds, they said, to do that. Now on the patch, today I stood up, I walked, I came back, sat down, 8 seconds. That was it. No pain. I also was supposed to stand up and sit down. That's it. Stand up, sit down 5 times. Took me 37 seconds. I almost didn't finish the fifth one. I was pushing myself up out of the chair and kind of easing myself back down into the chair. 37 seconds. Today I did all 5 times, 7 seconds, didn't even have to touch the arm of my chair. Just boom, 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 boom. And I am completely off of the tramadol, which I was taking for pain.
And okay, just from a pain standpoint, now, how old are you and how long have you been in pain and how bad was it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I'll be 70 in a month, and I've been in pain since 22. And on a scale to 1 to 10, it was probably, like Cheryl said in the past, a 12.
And nothing's really touched that for the last
Nothing has touched it. I mean, they tried different pain meds. Nothing has been working.
And you've been doing physical therapy and you've been trying lots of things.
Well, to start with, I couldn't even do the physical therapy. Got on the patches, I could at least do the physical therapy. Now, maybe some of this change has been because I've been able to do the exercises. My back muscles are getting stronger. I'll say some of my better reaction time could be because my muscles are getting stronger, but none of that would be happening without the patch.
And you did do 2 patches, right, to get the
when
pain.
I started. Yeah, it took 2 patches for
And
a
then
couple
when
days.
did you go to 1 patch?
After 2 days.
And then, Ann, why don't you scoot forward and just, because you guys are like the walking wounded. So tell us what's been going on with you.
Well, I tried Focus first and I was able to sew again. And this week with just Peace and Lumi, I was able to get out a machine that I've had for a year and a half, set it up, sew on it. Learning a new machine is not just, a piece of cake for some people. It just took me a long time to be peaceful enough to do it.
And why were you not able to sew?
Distraction, ADD, couldn't fit it in, couldn't figure the time, couldn't compartmentalize other things so that I knew I had time to sew.
Wow. And Lene put a question I just want to clarify. Mark, since he said he had pain since 22, that was 1922, not since he was 22 years old, right, Mark?
Since 2022, yes.
2022, not since age 22.
Past 3 years.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, back to you, Cheryl.
Okay, so the Freedom Patch is it's pretty fast and there's no chemicals, there's no contraindications. And the fact that when you reduce pain, remember, all pain, chronic or acute, is run by the brain. So if you go in and support the brain pathway, the pain messages change. And for him, it was 2. That's the only patch where 2 can be helpful. And then he was able to do the PT. And then after 2 days, he only needed 1. And then he could continue the PT. So thanks for sharing that, Mark.
Okay. Okay, Ron, go.
You got it. Okay. Excuse me. I just got my patches, I think, on Tuesday, and I put on Peace and Kick It because I have a addiction to opening the cupboards and just getting something to eat every time I drive by. So the first thing I noticed the next day, I had the impulse, but I was able to walk by the cupboard and not get anything. I also wear a glucose monitor so I can graph what I'm actually seeing. So the day before, I have a lot of fluctuations on the graph. The next day, I had fluctuations, but none of them went outside of the green zone, where normally they'll go, when I eat, they'll go way over it. So I stopped them the next day,
which
and
was Wednesday.
yeah, and
Stopped it on Wednesday.
my eating numbers went out of the green zone again. I put it on this morning, and it's starting to average out in the low 100s, which is super low for me because my average is like 160. So to see it go down in the close to 100 is just, to me, like they said, it looks like magic. I go, and that's with the kick it. So I go, that to me wasn't the target for it, but the side effect was it dealt with my A1C.
Well, and also you were doing peace, right? What did you
Yes, yes,
peace?
peace.
So peace brings the sympathetic and parasympathetic into balance. And when those two are in balance, that impacts all your hormones.
Yep.
So a whole lot of things between the combination of the two were getting balanced, and you didn't have to use a ton of willpower to stay out of the cupboards.
Right. So I went back and I ordered 8 more different patches that I don't have. They should be here on Monday, and I can't wait to start playing with those.
So just make a note of what you're playing with and what you notice, because certain combinations for certain people just do some pretty amazing things. And
And learning like on my wife, I put Boost on her and it helped a bit. And then I forgot to take it off at nighttime. I go take them off at nighttime, the Boost.
yeah, that's an important one to do.